7 days of drawing every day. For this first week of drawing every day, I tried to focus on just doing a bunch of lines exercises to improve my line quality, or at least get me in the hobby of just doing lines. So for this one, I just did vertical and horizontal lines, trying to make it look like a line as much as I could and just fill the page with it. And for this one, I did circles, starting with the big circles, and then slowly filling the whole page out with smaller and smaller circles. And I varied my strokes from right to left, left to right, clockwise and counterclockwise for these exercises. Now for my second day, for this one, I just did more lines. Um, for the vertical lines, I did downward strokes and upward strokes, and then horizontal lines with um, left to right and right to left. I also varied my speed, or I used my wrists on these, on some of these, and then I used my whole arm to quickly draw um, the lines. Um, for this one, I just drew a bunch of lines, and I drew in the whole page with random lines, and I just followed over it with parallel lines, like the offset in CAD. So for the next one, here I just did a circle and then drawing more circles around it, trying to keep it look like a circle even though it doesn't look like a circle. And then here, squares, just like the circle but squares. And then here is just like the circles from yesterday, but I did for the squares. And here, same thing, just with ovals. Also, I changed the background of my canvas into a dark gray, just because the white is flashing my eyes. So for my third day, this is the day that I mentioned from my shorts that I saw exercise tutorial by Art with Flow, link in the description. So I did cross hatching on this one, varying the number of lines, the length of the lines, and just trying to hatch away. For this one, I just did adding volume to random curved lines. And then for this last one, I just drew random lines. I started with random lines, and then I tried to fill the whole page, just going repeatedly along those lines instead of creating new parallel lines. I went on until I filled the whole page. Okay, day 4. I just tried to do more of those exercises. Just drawing lines together, trying to keep it neat, as best as I could. Filling the whole page with some sort of a pattern art or something. And then this is the point where I thought that I'm tired of lines, and I tried to apply shapes. Even though I already did shapes before, this is where I thought that I'm done with lines and I'm bored with lines. So I'll try to move on with the shapes, so I can also move on further to 3D shapes. So this one I just drew shapes, ovals, triangles, squares, and circles. And then here I used a pen for it, a different brush, because I tried to see if I'm just wobbly with my small size of brush. And then here I just did this again, so I can have another time lapse to post the next day. For my 5th day, here I just did again a bunch of circles during the whole page. Then I did a bunch of squares filling the whole page, a bunch of triangles filling the whole page, nothing much here. And I also did this sketching of some kites in the page, and then just filled around them with cross hatching, just trying to play with it. So for the 6th day, I just did this basically I didn't have time to think about what I want to do, so I just went and drew something. So a bunch of shapes, squares, circles, triangles, sizes, and the way I drew them, I varied one line, two lines, and three lines for most of them, and then some parallel line activity here. For this one, I drew first the one in the middle, and then on the upper portion, I drew large gaps for for the following lines, and then for the bottom portion, obviously, I did small gaps. So this is my first 7 days of drawing every day, and I hope I can improve. And I don't think I'm gonna come back to these exercises. Maybe I'll do one exercise every day before I do something that I want to do for that day. So this will be sort of my warm up. So everything that I did for these days will still be done, but only as a warm up before I do new things before I study new stuff, or before I try new stuff in the future.